today's video, we will be tasting and talking about batch 122 of the Eco-Cha Tea Club, a Qi Lai Shan High Mountain Black Tea from Taiwan. Batch 122 of the Eco-Cha Tea Club is a Qi Lai Shan High Mountain Black Tea from Taiwan. Qi Lai Shan is the name of a mountain. It's just south of the Li Shan high mountain tea growing region on the other side of Hehuan Mountain, which is the southern, across the valley from Li Shan, and then Qi Lai Shan is the next ridge south of Hehuan Shan. And there are a significant amount of tea farms that have been developed in the Qi Lai Shan area. Our friend who we source our eco-farmed Four Seasons black tea and eco-farmed Four Seasons oolong tea from started working with some indigenous farmers in that area last year who were having difficulty selling their in-between seasons of high mountain tea. They were processing all of their harvest virtually as a lightly oxidized, unroasted high mountain oolong tea. And the spring and the winter were in demand enough. The in-between crops, for whatever reasons, they weren't getting optimal results and sales were difficult. So our organic tea farmer friend proposed that he would source the raw material from their summer-fall seasons of harvest and make a black tea from it. He is calling this tea that we procured from him a home oolong, but he did not do one step which we consider to be the crucial step in oolong tea making, which is Ching, or the cease oxidation fixing step of oolong tea making, where the leaves are exposed to high temperature to kill these live enzymes that are responsible for oxidation in the tea leaves. So in effect, it is a black tea because it did not undergo the fixing or the Ching kill green stage. He did do oolong processing in the beginning. I believe he did solar withering, and then from there it was pretty much black tea until the rolling part. He also considers it a hybrid style of tea because the leaves are fully rolled rather than left in their curled shape as a traditional or a standard black tea would be. As we can see, let's take a quick look at the dried leaves, as any professional would do. Look at the dried leaf material first. The leaves are really clean. He did de-stem the malcha, or the out of the factory produce. He put it through a sorting and de-stemming machine, so it's pretty much 100% or very close to leaf material with almost no stem material. And he lightly baked it at low temperatures to fix it, and not only to make sure that there's no moisture remaining in the leaves, but also to give it a more cured character, which he feels kind of pronounces it, which is also similar to oolong tea making. So he is justified and valid in his own right to call it a home oolong. We are calling it a black tea because it's fully oxidized and did not undergo the kill green stage. Okay, so we found it quite delicious upon first tasting in October, November, and went back again for a second time to visit him and tasted it again. And the quality of the tea, along with the story and the spirit of being progressive and sustainable, working with the resources that we have here, and optimizing the farming practices and the produce, the results from using the know-how and a little bit of ingenuity, you might say, to get something that is fine quality Taiwanese specialty tea. So let's see here. Brewing methods. This is a little over 180 milliliter teapot. I did 11 grams in this teapot, so it's like 1:17 ratio. I like to go a little bit lower, especially with black teas, but I brewed it a few times and found that this is substantial enough, but preserves or maintains those more complex notes in the tea rather than make it too concentrated so that they are kind of muted or not so obvious. 1 to 17 leaf to water ratio. Boiling temperature water, I started with 50 seconds on the first, I started with 1 minute on the first brew, went down to 50 seconds on the second brew, back up to 60 seconds on the third brew, 70 seconds on the fourth brew, 80 seconds on the fifth brew. It's quite cooled down now. It's a really nice balance of fruity and malty, in my opinion and perception. The aroma coming off the brewed leaves is quite rich and complex. In my olfactory experience, I think of whiskey-soaked chocolate-dipped cherries, or at least chocolate-dipped cherries. More, maybe a little less imaginative would just be cherries. Maybe stewed cherries or cherry pie. There's a little bit more of a rich, sweet character to it than just fresh cherries. I have tasted a bit of smoky plum in previous brewings. Back to brew one. Enough tanginess and balanced malty. It's a light black tea, indicative of the small leaf. It is Shin oolong leaf material that it's made from, grown at 1,400 meters in a valley just south of the cross central route over Shan. Yeah, there's a little bit of the plum. Definitely a small leaf black tea that stands apart from a large leaf black tea, which like Assam or Red Jade is kind of in its own world in terms of its flavor profile. It just has such strong and distinct qualities to it. But large leaf teas are, in my experience, much more substantial, thicker, full-bodied, with bitter and malty notes. These small leaf black teas, particularly from a high mountain Shin oolong leaf material, it's more complex. You get fruity qualities and malty qualities, sweet. It has a confection or a candy-like character to it. Let me go back. This is brew 5 or 6. A little bit warmer. It's yum. It's a little bit like fruit punch too. I think it could work well as a cold brew or an iced tea, but in the winter we chose this leading in between really the Christmas New Year holiday season in the West and the Lunar New Year that's coming up in February. It's a good warming tea, especially if you're brewing it nice and hot, not like I'm doing now. Right now I'm getting the cooled down, close to room temperature representation of it, which allows for a much more, in my feeling, the flavor profile is much more exposed, you might say. When you drink it hot, you get more of the aromatic profile, and it's just cozy and warm more than so complex in its flavor notes. There is a mild smoky note to it. Preserved fruit, I suppose, would be a way to put it. In Taiwan, they have a type of preserved plum that is smoky flavored. So you get this sour, sweet, kind of preserved candy concentrate along with a smoky note with it. We're quite psyched to offer this, which I believe is the only black tea we've offered in about a year. And it's good quality. It comes from an area that has its own distinctive character to it. It's 1,400 meters. It's made by our organic tea farmer who specializes in black tea production. He has a black tea factory in his home and has been experimenting and researching various aspects of tea processing within the black tea making spectrum. His lightly oxidized unroasted oolong, he allows his neighbor to process that because he doesn't have the facilities actually. So I would say he specializes in black tea making, and this is one of the most special teas that we've tasted from him in at least a few years. It's a little bit thinner through toward the fifth brew. Yeah, it feels like a thicker and more substantial flavor profile in the first few brews. It's not quite chocolatey, cocoa maybe, yeah. Cocoa, fruity, tiny bit of smoky. Let's try the combo brew. I think it does well with a little bit of heat. I like it when it's still warm. It has that kind of soothing factor to it. It's got a nice, clean, dry finish like an oolong does. Smooth on the palate, dry finish, fruity, smoky, malty, good. There we have it. Qi Lai Shan High Mountain Black Tea, harvested in July of 2025, cured well and slightly baked to fix it and give it a sort of integrated flavor profile. It's a fine tea, another one from the island of Taiwan. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time.